But let's get
Anyway,
started though.
yeah. So we're
Let's
gonna
get.
take a break from One Piece. Um, for the foreseeable future. I don't know. We'll get back to it eventually, but
Yeah,
right now it's like
when some spicy shit come on, then we'll talk about
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. But
until
right now
until
they you know they wasting time. So let's get into She-Hulk. Let's start there. She-Hulk just dropped 3 weeks ago.
yeah.
And so we've at this point we've I know we said we were gonna do like a whole series review. Um so we're not gonna do episode at a time, but we'll do, a couple episodes and then review the
We'll do
couple
we'll,
episodes and then
yeah, we'll do about like three at a time because I think a lot of these series aren't going to be as long as like Loki. I think Loki and WandaVision were probably the longest series.
well Falcon and Winter
Falcon
Soldier
and Winter
was
Soldier, yeah,
long
yeah,
too.
that too, that
But
one
but
too.
yeah. It's good if we do let a couple episodes go by then review those. So far in the first three episodes, um I feel like it's hot garbage. Personally.
Get right to the sauce. Get right
I feel
to
like
it.
it's hot garbage, and it's kind of like hard to for all the feminists out there, like it has nothing to do with it being centered around a woman because Agent Carter was fire, and the Black Widow was fire, and WandaVision was fire, so it has nothing to do with having a female protagonist. I think they're just the writing. I always judge when it comes to music and movies. I like to judge the pen, and the pen for the first three episodes of She-Hulk is just sloppy, like in my opinion.
But what about it is sloppy though? Because
Well,
we because
let me. So from the jump, just from the jump, episode one, the first I don't know, like within the first 10 minutes of episode one, uh, uh, she's chilling with Banner. They're on a road trip, and a spaceship, a spaceship dupes in front of them. I don't know, like they don't foreshadow a spaceship. They don't nothing. It's just a random ass spaceship drops in front of them. They swerve off the road. Nobody dies. Nobody's even injured. Now Banner, we know he's Hulk, so it's like okay, but she's not even injured. She just got cut, and he got cut, and they blood mixed, and now she's She-Hulk. Come on, like, like that's so lazy. Like they could have spent some time.
well this is
And even because even if it's like even if that follows the comic or even if that follows something else, it's like you got to set that up better. It's the first episode. It can't just like spaceship drop out of nowhere. You swerve off the road. Our blood mixed because my inhibitor doesn't like. Come on, like
well this is what I'm gonna say right
I,
now. I agree. I'm not gonna disagree with you there. I agree, and I'll go through my points on like how I feel about the show after we go through yours. But I think in regards to the way they set that up, it was lazy because at first she had a cut on her arm. She's coming out of the car, like kind of just like walking, crawling out of the car. She's trying to pull Bruce out of the car. He falls out of the car, and the way it was awkward. The way like the hand
yeah,
thing
it looked
happened.
like
It
we
was a
rubbed
little
arms and our blood.
it
Like
was a little awkward.
what?
This is what I would have liked to see though. Like in that scene, right? I would have liked to seen something where it was like Bruce and I don't remember the girl's name, She-Hulk, but Bruce and his cousin, the main character, they're going down, they're driving, and let's say for example, the ship pulls up and shoots like a missile at them. Now this I mean obviously like he went on the ship and he disappeared
It's
later on.
Jennifer Walters.
Jennifer Walters, but he had ended up going on the ship anyways. But if they had made something where like it was kind of like eventful in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of like the car got mangled up. They were in the car all mangled up, and then they kind of bled into each other. Then that would have made a little more sense. Or if
Yeah, they could have did
or
a little bit
if they
more.
were
Yeah.
getting shot at and the car flipped over or some shit, like kind of give it the sense that it was an accident, because it initially started off as her and like kind of inebriated her, like, I don't understand what the fuck's going
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
She
yeah.
get out the car,
Yeah.
she get him out the car, and then she lets his blood, like he's telling her he's bleeding into her arm, yo, get away, don't whatever, and then she becomes like a She-Hulk and shit. You know what I mean? That instance was where I was like, that could have been
Yeah,
written a little better,
y'all gotta like.
or that could have been portrayed. It's not necessarily all about how, for a lot of these actors, it's not always sometimes about the writing. It's about like, hey, let's make this a little more interesting. You know what I mean? And that wasn't really
Well,
interesting.
the whole scenario, like forget the script. Like before you even get to the script, just that whole scene is just like, nah. Like this
But
is like, okay, let me just sprinkle. Can I put some salt on that? Like I'm
right.
not a director, I'm not a movie maker. This is just out of my imagination. Like let's say let's switch it up. Let's say Hulk let's say they're driving. We'll keep the road trip part of it, right? And let's say I don't know, Abomination, because he's already there. Let's say Abomination comes out of nowhere with some type of collar, mind control collar on, and like, is going at the Hulk. Now Banner gotta turn into Hulk, fight back. She gets caught up in the mix, and then, somehow like she gets her powers that way. That at least is better than like a spaceship dropping that nobody explains, them swerving, and you know what I'm saying? Like at least that has some type of like, okay, she got caught up in the mix while he was fighting, and then you know what I'm saying? That would have been like a percentage better. And that's just me thinking of something off the top of my head right now.
And
You
I
know
mean,
what I'm saying?
another thing too,
Yeah.
right, is to kind of add on to that scene, which we're not going to talk about the scene the whole time, like, because
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
a whole
yeah.
bunch of things that went on,
I'm just going through my like
but yeah,
stuff
like
like that.
that initial scene, like to me, if I'm Bruce Banner,
Hmm.
and I'm looking at that particular scenario going on, right,
Hmm.
and I see a spaceship that I know, that I know of, why would I swerve to the right? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't I just slow down? Because you got to remember, Bruce Banner is essentially, his conscience is connected to the Hulk, so now he's like conscious Hulk. He
Yeah,
can
yeah,
control
yeah.
it. So to me, it's like, if you knew who that person was, what that spaceship was, why would you have flipped off the side of the road? I would have just slowed down to a
Well,
stop.
he had the inhibitor on, so he was in like regular human like form because of
Yeah, but
the
he knew
inhibitor.
he knew that what was
But
going
like,
on. He knew about that shit or whatever, that spaceship or whatever. He swerved off to the side.
so
So you could
let
also,
me go into some other stuff. So I think the fact that she's a lawyer working at a law firm, that's a different angle. I like that angle. I haven't, like I haven't seen that type of angle played out. Um, but I think the other thing I didn't like either was in the latest episode, um, like the whole like twerking scene. It's a bad twerk. Like I rewatched it like 4 times and I'm like nothing's moving. Like
is that at
I,
the end of the credits, like at the end?
no, I think it's the regular end of the episode. I don't think it's after the credits. I think it's at the end because Meg the Stallion.
I think it was after the credits, bro. Because
Was it after the
I
credits?
watched it, but I didn't watch the after the
Oh,
credits
okay. Well,
part.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
her and Meg the Stallion like just twerking in the office, and she's in like She-Hulk form twerking. But I was looking and I was just like, ain't no ass there. So I don't know. So I think it's too early to have a scene like that. But then I'm like, is the vibe they're going for like a Thor type of vibe, like jokey, like haha type of vibe, like because you know what I'm saying, like even but then again, even Thor, like the first Thor movie wasn't jokes. Like when you're introducing a character, I feel like it can't be jokes because then nobody gonna take the character seriously unless it's like Deadpool or something, and the character is supposed to be,
Yeah, because the
like
character's
funny.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
if it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I feel like they haven't established Jennifer or She-Hulk enough to be throwing in like a Meg The Stallion twerking scene.
Is her name Jessica Walters or Jennifer Walters? Jennifer, right?
Jennifer, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I mean I agree. I mean
I think
I
it's too early for that, and the scene itself, like it's. I'm sure if you're a Meg The Stallion fan, you love that scene. It's like, oh look, Meg The Stallion twerking with She-Hulk. Like, okay, cool. But they is like they do a close up. They do a close up on like She-Hulk's back, like during the scene. Like it's just, I'm just like, come on, like it's too. Is there anything at stake right now? So we just twerking in the office? Like I thought this was supposed to be like heroes, villains, good guys, bad guys, or
well, this is the
we
thing.
just chilled 3 episodes in and
This
we're
this
just
is
twerking in the office. Like
this is
nothing's
the
going
thing,
on.
bro, right? I think that there's no enemy right now. So they may have added or they may threw that in as like filler in a sense. But I'm not. I think, in my opinion, I don't really know where the show is going right now, and I don't know like what, like, these this if I think She-Hulk right now, we're trying to, like, they're trying to establish the character, but then they're not really trying to establish the character. It's kind of like you're establishing a character and you're adding filler at the same time, and then there's no end goal. There's like we haven't started off with like,
Yeah,
hey,
they haven't
they haven't
established the plot.
established that.
They
So
haven't established the plot. Other than like she's learning to be Hulk, but that's not much of a plot.
but I mean, but this is the thing. She's already, as a character, so far being a She-Hulk, she's already surpassed Bruce
No,
a
no,
lot.
no. But the
You
part
know,
that she's learning is incorporating that with her regular life, so that like balance
that
is what
balance.
she's going through now. But
I hope that's not the main goal or the main
right,
objective, because it's the thing, bro. You have Daredevil that's supposed to be in there. On top of Daredevil, you have Abomination, which is already in there. We've already seen him. I
yeah,
don't know if he's gonna go bad. I assume not, but you never know. But at the end of the day, this show may be like a mashup. Like, we're incorporating her as a new a possible Avenger, but we're kind of making it funny and witty. Um, the twerking stuff was, I had seen it before. It was all right, but like at the end of the day, like, you know,
it's too early. I just feel like it's too early. It wasn't even that it was like,
no,
why are they doing this?
I
I get it,
I
but it's
wouldn't
like,
care about the twerking if they didn't like us, if they have already established a plot for the show. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, a filler episode is a filler episode. This is the first kind of filler episode that we've had, in a sense, where you
Well, no, the whole
or
episode wasn't filler. It was just that
it was
one
just that
scene.
piece.
It was
Well,
like,
it was
all right.
pieces though, because it was the lawyer that she worked with, that he went and spent mad money on Meg The Stallion,
Yeah, they're
and
not
that's
even like really like the Meg The Stallion, like her character in the show and
yeah,
Jennifer aren't even like directly connected.
yeah,
Like Jennifer,
exactly.
so it's kind of just like okay,
Yeah,
like
it's bro. It's a mashup. It's oh yeah, let's
like,
throw a
all
celebrity
right,
in there, make it funny, make it cool. But I really want to know what's the purpose of She-Hulk. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I get it. She's an attorney at law. I get it. You know, we're gonna see a lot of her in the courtroom and a lot of her trying to save these supers, if you will, I guess, people that have powers, or
yeah, people with
yeah,
powers and stuff.
you
The
know,
last thing is, and I'll let you like touch on this a little bit more, but the last thing that I don't think anybody liked was the fact that like she's not letting Bruce help her. And I think she'll turn a corner on that. I don't think it'll stay like that for the whole show. But you know, the attitude that she had going about, you know, getting these new powers and not really wanting the mentorship was kind of weird because I feel like any logical person would be like, okay, this is like super abnormal, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I need, you know, I need the guy. I mean, to be fair, she did like go to him and got like a rundown, but he was really trying to get deeper with it, and she was kind of like, all right, next, all right, next. And to be fair, for whatever reason, like she's way more, you know, like in terms of like coping with it and having control of it, like she's on a different level than Bruce is.
But that could also be too because of the fact that, like, for Bruce, the way his origin story was, he was doing experiments. Experiment went wrong. He became the Hulk. She only, I wouldn't even say ingested because that's not really the right word, but she took a small intake of his blood and became the Hulk for that reason. So maybe
Yeah.
that might be well, I'm assuming, but maybe that may be a
Yeah, I didn't
correlation
think
to why
about that.
she
Yeah,
has
that has
more
a lot.
control.
That has a lot to do with it because Bruce, he just absorbed a crazy amount of gamma radiation, but it was like forcefully,
Yeah,
and it wasn't like. I, Here's another thing. Little side note: why is she like skinny? Was I the only one thinking that? Like
I
she's
didn't think
like
about that at all.
athletically, like she has an athletic build, but I'm expecting like muscles, like the Hulk. Like I'm expecting like and I think what they're
Oh, you
hinting
mean
at,
as She-Hulk?
yeah, She-Hulk. Yeah, why is she? Why is she
Like
like
when
she
she's
has?
in
I'm
that
not gonna say
form?
skinny. I'm not. That's the wrong word. But she has an athletic build, which like if she is a human, that's cool. But like it's not like the Hulk where it's like muscles, like on muscles on muscles. Like I'm expecting her to be like
Well, I
jacked. I
mean,
understand she's a female, so like naturally, just all by nature, females don't have the same muscle definition as males on average. But like she looks a little too slender to be like a Hulk. Because you know Hulk's power is his strength, and the strength comes directly from the muscles. It's not magical strength. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the gamma like comes out of his fists on some, you know what I'm saying? It's directly related to his muscles. So like I think they were hinting at that like She-Hulk might be a little bit stronger than him. Like that's kind of what they were hinting at. But like she's like a lot smaller. So like I was kind of like, did they just want to keep her sex appeal? Like what is that about? Like I didn't really
yeah, I
get that part.
mean, bro, I mean, I think that was probably what she looked like in the comics. I mean, I think that the whole goal of the perming the hair out on the She-Hulk and turning it green and making her body, you know, slender, like not necessarily too like, you know, muscular. I think that all just plays a role in like how she looks like in the comics, but I think it also plays a role in, you know, for a lot of the people watching She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, there may be a good portion of the people that are watching. No disrespect to all the women watching the show, but there may be a good portion of them that are men, and those are people that, you know, they're like, oh, like, you know, if she's slender and she looks good and CGI is like a She-Hulk, more men are gonna want to watch, and more people, you know, the ratings of the show is gonna go up. I don't think the ratings of the show would be that high if she was like extremely buff and extreme, like, you know what I'm saying, like she was
Yeah,
jacked.
but that's the thing. So like think about the first Avengers movie where they did that scene, you know, when Loki opens up the hole in New
Yeah.
York City, and you know they're fighting, and then Iron Man is like, "Let me know when Banner gets here." So when Banner, the whole like pizzazz and the whole like special thing about the Hulk is like the savagery. So like when you're in Hulk form, like it's not supposed to be cute. Like that's how you know what I'm saying? That's how I always, so like when she bulks up, like I'm expecting a certain level of
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
a
I'm, I'm
bulk Hulk isn't gonna sell. That's you know. People aren't gonna be as interested as a bulk Hulk
but
and
then she's
than
just
a
like
Hulk that's
then
twerking,
she's
bro.
just
She's
like a
twerking.
green person that's strong. Like it's not even like
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
like Hulk. It's not like
Well, I mean, bro, I mean,
she's just a green
a
strong
green goblin,
person.
absolutely. Yeah, but
I don't know. I mean,
that's
she's
the
her
price
own
that.
character, so like,
But
but
that's the price that these CGI people and like Marvel had to make. Hey, do we make her as savage as Hulk, or
I'm talking about just when she's fighting. Like she doesn't have like
yeah,
obviously they established that she doesn't have like that other person like wrestling for the consciousness. So they established that. But while she's fighting, I'm expecting like I don't know, the gamma makes her more angry or like she loses control but like every fighting scene, like she was fully in control and like rational and like there was no like you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just
I mean, I don't know. That may be the charm of her character. I mean, we'll see how that works, but it may just be because she's an attorney, because she like I feel like attorneys, lawyers, I feel like they have a particular type of energy. A lot of these people, they don't think that they're wrong. And a lot of people that are like lawyers, they may be considered as people that are in full control of themselves. Because if you're in full control and you're confident and you believe in yourself, you could win a case. Or you could be able to push that to like, win a case, a law case and shit like that. So like, maybe that might just maybe that might be why. Maybe she has a lot of power because like up here she's mentally sound. Maybe not mentally sound, but she's maybe more than a mentally sound. Maybe she's just like extremely confident. Maybe
yeah.
she's like, yo, like, nah, nobody's better than me. Because this is the thing. I didn't like the fact that first episode she's banging shit out, and she's like, all right, I'm going back home. I'm never gonna use this She-Hulk power. And Bruce is like, yo, you're changed forever. Like you're never gonna go back to be the same lawyer. Like, let me help you. Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. And then she had to
Yeah.
use it. And then when she wanted to call Bruce to ask his opinion, he's like, well, I'm not gonna be back for a while.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So she got cucked, and that's the thing. Like you get too cocky as a lawyer up until your back's against the wall. Now you want to ask for help, and niggas don't want to give you help. So, I just chop it up as for now. Like I like the comedy aspect of it. I think the comedy is funny. You know what I mean? I just don't really at the moment. I don't really like Jennifer Walters that much just because of, she's a lot different of a character, a lot different of a person than I am. So like when I'm seeing her like do shit and not be humble and just not give a fuck, to me it's like whatever. It's kind of like a turn off. But for other people they may like that. They may
Well,
like the fact
that
that
whole thing
she's
is,
edgy.
they gotta have their woman characters have a strong personality, and that's universal in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But
Like they gotta.
I don't think Kamala from Miss Marvel, I don't think she was really.
Well,
I don't
she's
think
a
she was like that.
kid. Like I'm talking about woman. Like she's still a teenager. I'm talking about like the woman in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like they have big dick energy for sure. Like all of them, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. It would be nice to like have a. I think probably Natasha was probably the closest one that like like she really like dove into her more feminine, like more submissive, more like gentle side.
I think Wanda did too, to a degree.
Wanda did to a degree before like WandaVision, yeah, but prior before WandaVision, but yeah, like you know what I'm saying, like those two, like they played like more into their like natural like feminine woman side, where it wasn't just like arrogance like all the time, independent, strong like
Yeah.
all the time. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I think that's gonna be like Captain Marvel, She Hulk, you know, Agent Carter. Like these are gonna be like strong women, like strong, and that's so
That's
like
nothing. There's nothing
Hollywood.
wrong with that.
Hollywood needs that, you know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to you know switch it up and have a little you know have characters that aren't like that all the time because it could be exhausting to watch. So
Yeah, because
that's
as,
another
as
thing.
a as a man, and no disrespect to any strong women out there, like we fuck with y'all. You know, if y'all watching, we fuck with y'all. But I'm saying in the perspective as a man, when I'm watching She-Hulk and I'm looking at Jennifer Walters and seeing how like she has that masculinity where she's always acting hella confident. She's always acting, like she has like a specific demeanor around her type shit. To me, it's like, can we throw in some humble moments here now and every now and then? You know what I mean? To kind of switch it up,
Nah,
but
I don't think it's
it's
gonna
not. It's
happen
not
with
gonna
her unless
happen.
her life is on the line or something. But that's okay. Like that's her character. Like I'm fine. I'm fine with her being that way. Because it's you know we're gonna get some character development. It's still early, so
That's
I think
true.
some things are gonna happen and she'll develop. I think yeah. Well, I think she'll develop and she won't be like this all the time. I think it'll still be a lot of it, but it won't be all the time. And we can't complain because when you know when we got men, you know, men heroes that act the same way, it's okay.
That's
Like
true. That's
Robert
true.
Downey Jr. was the same asshole for every movie,
That's
like for the whole
true.
like
That's
every phase,
true.
like he was the same. I mean, he got closer to
To
Pop,
Piper.
yeah, to Pepper. So he got close to her,
Word.
but even then, it was still like he throwing some backhanded kind. Like he was just so when men do it, we can't be okay with it, and then when women do it,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, we
like
gotta be fair. We gotta be fair.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's,
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I think too. Robert Downey Jr. got me. He had me fucked up in the movies every now and then when I was
yeah,
watching one, two, and
he was
three.
bro. He was saying some wild stuff like this and stuff. I'm like what? Like
Yeah, that
yeah.
man
So
had me
he was
fucked up. But
um. But yeah, no, that's we'll see where that goes. This so far it has potential to be good. They haven't killed it, so we'll
oh
just
yeah,
wait and see.
it's in the middle. I think that the more we kind of push, where this character kind of lies in the Marvel universe, that's when we're gonna start to see, that growth and see really her take that perspective as a hero because she's tainted at this point. Not, in a bad way, but I'm saying like she has this power. She can't just not use it. You know what I mean? She can't just dormant it, and
Yeah,
it just
we'll
is
see what
what it
happens
is.
with that.